One of the times that you did, though, was back in the day in ECW, where there's a famous example of it on YouTube, which I've watched back innumerable times because I completely forgot you used "Breathe" by The Prodigy, which was a nostalgia hit unlike anything I've ever experienced because I haven't heard that song in probably 15 years. And it came rushing back. I'm in the back of my dad's car, and he is rocking out like a motherfucker. And I was like, "Oh, whoa, nostalgia hit." But that was a moment. Like my daughter was watching it with me the earlier. I was impressed. Like, I'm going to be talking to him later. Why are they all using the mannequin heads, Daddy? I'm like, because he is a fucking god to them, little one. I didn't. If the mums, I didn't. You know what I mean. But like,
Sure.
you had them in the palm of your hand. And in that moment, it wouldn't have mattered if you'd have flipped them off individually, if you'd have set them on fire, they still would have worshipped you in that moment. You
Because they
achieved something that
believed,
very few performers ever do in that moment.
because they believed in who I was.
100%. I mean,
And that's why if you think of all the crazy, ridiculous stuff I did on Raw, SmackDown, Sunday Night Heat, Saturday night, Saturday Night Shotgun, Saturday Night Velocity. I was on TV a lot in WWE and quite frequently. And no matter how ridiculous the circumstances or things they had me do, you believed it because you believed I was completely insane. And I try to explain that to performers that you have to commit because you're asking an audience to believe in you, to care about you. That's the fun. So you can't just switch it off in public. You all applaud MJF because of the fact that he never shuts it off. When Matt Hardy did the broken gimmick, oh my God, he's a genius. He never breaks character on podcasts. Ooh. Well, we've been doing that for years, for decades. We've all been doing that. When I had the head, I would literally travel by myself and go to restaurants and eat dinner with myself in the head. And,
I heard that, yeah.
And would be kicked out of the restaurants. And that's because when you and your family sat down on a Monday night, and you go, oh, get in here. There's that guy at the restaurant. Remember him, that lunatic? Now you believe in me. That's why Goldberg was such a draw, because you could believe in him. You could believe he could kick everybody's ass. That's why Steve Austin was what he was because you could believe. The Rock, you could believe. Anyone that is a major attraction in wrestling is because you believe in who they are. And that is, without a question or doubt, it is the most singular, most important thing to be is believable.
Someone kicked you out of a restaurant for having dinner with the head?
Oh, sure, plenty of times. Yeah, because you're making the other customers uncomfortable, and then I argue with the head, and I'd say, well, they're making us uncomfortable. They'd want to call the police. I go, okay, we'll go. I'll take it to go, and
What about you? No, no, they're fine.
Yeah, I'd be sitting there talking to them the whole time, having conversations over dinner, people staring, and and was it uncomfortable? Yeah, it was, but it was necessary because it was, it's not acting. If it is any type of acting, it's method acting.
Sure.
And that's where you literally adopt the character, live the character. The sad thing is that for today, the performers within wrestling have become so lost and detached from it when they're competing for the most valuable resource on earth, which is attention. You're asking for people to give you their attention and to keep it. And if they can't believe in you, they're not going to give it to you, and you're not going to keep it. Because the second that they sense or feel that you're not real, you've lost them. And that's without a question or doubt. That is, social media is fantastic. It's great. Is it the problem? No. How you handle it, how you use it, that's the problem. You sold me on TV. You were this person, and then I should care about the consequences of whatever happens to you. And then I see you arm in arm with the person that you just told me I should hate because of what they did to you. Well, we're done. You know what I mean? It's not valid, and therefore, the emotional connection isn't either. And my investment in it is going to cease. So, You can use social media the right way. And you can, as long as you understand what it is you're selling, and you can become very effective at selling. So, and so many of the talent these days handicap themselves in the way that they use social media, and also in the fact that they don't use it at all.